Hello, my name is Angela Mann, and I wanted to welcome you to Job's Protocol, a mite and morgellons group. A little bit about me. I was ordained in 2011 to officiate weddings. 4 years ago, I started this group called Diamonds. It's where we focus on making God bigger than the illness. When it first started, I was a health insurance broker, had thousands of clients. I loved my clients. I hated the system. At the same time, I had long hair. I think like a lot of people in this group. In fact, I had so much hair that some people may think that it was vain. And that's probably why it was the first thing to go. Thank God I had a great hairstylist. She's just amazing. You know, my daughter was there. This is 4 years ago. She was 4 years old. She stuck with me the entire time. She was amazing and better support than I could give myself. Thank God she's a Packers fan. But really, she was amazingly full of energy. She loved her mama. And every day was made better because she was there. And so about this time, I switched my customers and myself away from pharmaceuticals and into CBD because it just made more sense. It was natural, it was easy, but it still wasn't exactly right. And then COVID hit. It hit harder than anything I've ever seen before. People were dying left and right. We had no idea how the virus was being transmitted. And so people were freaking out. I mean, they were grabbing anything and everything they could find on the shelves to help protect themselves and their family members. And companies took full advantage of the situation, creating hundreds of products and thousands of those hundreds of products. So this is when the Environmental Protection Agency stepped in and they started tightening regulations that were already in place. And then in others, they would loosen regulations so that products that were proven to be safer could be available to the general public to use in their own homes. This is when I learned about hypochlorous acid. To give you an idea, it's already being used in hospitals, food processing plants, farms, schools, churches, but now we could use it at home. The very first thing I replaced was my hand sanitizer because it's always a sticky and stinky mess. And when I did that, I also put it in some spray bottles so I could spray masks on the fly that were dropped or that my daughter thought were stinky. The next breakthrough occurred when I figured out that I could use it around the house for just about anything. Washing groceries, vegetables would be extended a couple of weeks in their life cycle. If I put it into a paint sprayer, I could spray large areas of space, getting all of my groceries cleaned in a matter of minutes, cleaning my entire apartment, my home, inside and out, no problems. And then I added it to a cold air humidifier. And that was probably the final stage of a huge breakthrough because I realized that I was pretty much turning my environment, everything I was breathing, sitting around, into a pool. Now, we all know that nothing can live in a pool. Well, except for kids. What a great day that was. Okay, so finally, Job's Protocol. It's really simple. You take water, put it into like a glass container, and then you want to grab some sea salt, throw it in there, make sure it's fully dissolved, and then grab one of these USB generators. They're real simple, very inexpensive, like $7.50 to $15 depending on where you get it. You can tell it's on because when you plug it in, the light comes on. And when you put it inside of your water, you'll notice bubbles start rising. Shortly after, you can already start testing its chlorine content, its ppm chlorine content. And that's going to tell you how strong it is. The very first level you can see is like 25. The lowest level I would use to clean is 50. But generally you want to get it up to like 500 to 1,000. And so it's going to have to go through several cycles. You know, you can tell by the light shutting off and, you know, there's no more bubbles that are going to come out of the generator. So you got to unplug it, plug it back in, and go through it again from the 2 to 5 minutes. You could end up doing this a dozen times, but you're literally making hospital grade or higher hypochlorous acid solution for the cost of salt and water. And the electricity to run this 5-volt electrical current through the water. So here you see that this is a 0 to 2,000 ppm test strip, and so I could put it in there. This is probably an hour into it, and it's already up to 200. And really that light, that paper looks a lot lighter than it really is. Anyways, once you get far enough into the cycle, you have the ppm that you want to achieve, then you can transfer it into a dark sealed container. And so you put it in here, make it easy for yourself, use a funnel. But what you want to do is put this into a gallon container so you can store it somewhere and have it ready to use on the fly. A lot of times I'll put it in the fridge just because the colder it is, the longer it's going to sustain disassociation. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. That's all that I've got for you today. It's what I needed, if I would have known it earlier, to have my breakthrough earlier in life. But I really hope this helps you just to regain control of your home, your pocketbook, and yourself. If anything, if we don't talk again before the end of the year, I hope that you have a Merry COVID Christmas, and I will look forward to hearing of all your blessings in store. Amen.